Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Mr. Doggo333, and welcome back to Heart to 94, The New Order, Last Days of Europe. As Briatia, in the last video, we began the Smuta. We invaded Yakutia, and now it's time to solidify our control of the Far East. You have to go see thanks for hopping in as long as you did, Kalinka. I appreciate it. Have fun, buddy, for whatever you're doing. Which might just be malding about Croatia losing, which I'm also probably going to do if they end up losing as well. So I can't even get too mad. Can I can do the next stage of our socialist reforms. Fantastic. So yeah, by the way, does Burgundy or it's I think it got reworked slightly, actually. You can Burgundy can actually be invaded and overthrown by like there can be a dual invasion between France and Germany. So they've changed it a fair bit since whenever the last time you played it, Tomato. Can Heinrich also prevent them? Yeah, that's still in the game, technically. But I know they're gonna rework that or remove it, apparently. I think. Let's go ahead and refine the revolution. Or let's go working towards our admin efficiency, actually. The state of the worker has been abysmal in the Far East, abused by fascist reactionaries and, of course, Yagoda. The proletariat has lost hope. Raising the worker to their full potential is our utmost priority. Education is one thing, but wars without action would make us no better than our predecessors. To show the workers we are truly who we say we are, the factories, farms, mines, all must be turned over to the proletariat. Let their workers vote for their foreman. Let wages be fair, and let bread fill every belly. Let's get a Burgundy playthrough sometime. My Tino still doesn't work, so I can't check it out. I'd like to. My only thing is, I remember hearing they're kind of broken right now. So that's my main fear about playing them. Is that it's just going to devolve into nothing. Man, can't wait to play Tino when I play buy Hori 4 for Christmas. There you go. In a rare moment of peace, the woods of Briatia remained silent. Gerazism walked along the train tracks connecting Ulan-Ude to Chita. From a small stop that was his little village. Roma, in solitude from his day job cutting wood, he gazed around the canopy, wondering what the trees must see. As his first sight moved back down, his attention was drawn to two things. First was the mangled corpse of some unfortunate bastard who stepped on a mine. Second was a shell hole just off the path. Against his better judgment, he decided to descend, feeling some connection to what lay below. As he reached the bottom, what he saw surprised him. A group of innocent Manulchiks had taken up residence in a makeshift den. Wanting to get a better look, he approached the babies. However, he was stopped when he saw their mother rear her way to the front of her young, and defensively hiss at him. Rather than fear, Gerashim's first reaction was to chuckle. It was funny, he thought. The fierce nature reminded her of his old wife, Yulia. Her temper was always something he had to be careful of. However, as he thought of the sight more, a deep wistfulness filled him. Last he'd seen her was shielding their daughters from the Siberian War. She only could do so much against an artillery shell. Now, thoroughly depressed, Gerashim slowly backed away from the mother until she no longer seemed to care. Once he was finally out of sight, he slowly climbed his way out of a shell hole, before scurrying back to town, tears in his eyes. He got on his walk to forget his past, not remember it. Yet life went on. Shout out to when Japanese Mongolia had a tree that got removed. Did it? I don't remember that. We'll do combined ops. That's usually the play. to prevent some chaos from spreading. Okay, a lot of stuff is happening. Let's get some school construction. And then to the ends of people. As he was showing the young socialist boy around the captured town, Maxime wondered when the boy would stop talking. From the red in his cheeks, the unrelenting optimism, and the socialist couldn't be older than 25, and he couldn't understand most of what he was saying. It wasn't that Maxim wanted to understand either, because it was just the same old nonsense over and over again. So they walked along the street just with two of them, a young man prattling on about communism and the revolution, stuffing as many meaningless polysyllabic words into his speech: bourgeoisie, dialectic, proletariat, till Maxime tuned out, thinking instead of how he needed to go back to his badly paid job at plant tomorrow, and that was just a waste of time. Of course, you'll get a man a fair pay, and we'll make sure that you and the rest get a say in the workplace, and... Maxime stopped in the middle of the street. The young socialist almost tripped, falling off balance. That had caught his attention. The proposition that maybe the badly paid job didn't need to be badly paid. If the young man said it was true, then maybe there was something good here. He turned to the socialist, who by now had said to himself, "That's the first interesting thing you've said all morning. What was your name again?" "Andre." The young socialist flashed a smile with all the confidence that only the young can have. "Let us help you. Join us, and we can make sure you get exactly what you deserve." Andre extended a hand to Maxime. "I've got a feeling we can do some great things together." Let's do the foundations of the Soviet Republic. We have finally begun laying down the basics of what shall become the first of many Soviet republics. The first of many steps towards a better, brighter future under the guiding principles that Lenin had championed all those years ago. Would he go to try to destroy and mask behind his veneer of communism throughout thought and camouflage corruption, we will follow proudly and eagerly. Let the people rejoice, for we have won an important victory, the first in a series, the rest having yet to come. The fruits of our labor shall be accessible to all. The foundation we lay here will be the backbone upon which we rebuild the Soviet state. Soon the world will see that the Soviets are not simply a utopian experiment. They are the future. Magadan is going up against some more. Actually, might be quicker to just push through there. Let's train up some divisions. Got some 20 widths. Probably train those up. A motorized unit or two probably would help as well. Get something kind of quick going. Although I don't know how much is going to matter over here with all the mountains. We'll rally some recruits. Ooh. Division speed, fuck yeah. Sometimes Susanna wondered whether all the days were going to be like this. It was almost 3 a.m. and it was only now that she just got out of the office. Bleary-eyed and feeling completely spent. There was just so much to be done and so little time to do it all. It was decidedly more difficult than on paper. As she was walking on the street back to her home, a warm voice seemingly from nowhere called out to her. "Susanna, is that you? What are you doing here?" It was Sablin. Come to think of it, she hadn't seen him for a couple of days, but he was smiling and happy too. The two of them walked together, speaking as they went. Tired as he was, Sablin listened closely as Susanna spoke. "And you know, this morning there was an incident we had to deal with. There was a group there. I didn't know who among them got the idea. We're planning to assassinate one of our generals. We got there in time, but then we had to run off to deal with something else, and we knew it wouldn't be easy, Salem responded. It'll take time and energy, but I want to encourage you to take heart. Looking around you, he said, pointing at the streets around them, and see what we have built. Santa was proud of what they achieved, smiling mothers with shouts of liberated. Yes, there is much to celebrate. We have laid the foundation for a society that will be better than the one we inherited. You remember that only a few years ago there was no hope at all? And now we can dream for a better future. The two began smiling together as the first rays of dawn began to break through the clouds. There's a brief revolting. Oh, I looked over. I thought that was news about Croatian the Cup. But no, it's just Croatian TNL. Let's move on to war rationing now. A revolution cannot march on an empty stomach, and most certainly cannot fight on one. While it's true that our current resources are sufficient at the moment, what is to say that it will be during our times of war? We will still require ourselves to unify the rest of the eastern fringes of Siberia to bring the revolution to the people. Comrade Sabline fears that we may run out at a most critical moment. To prevent this, we need to bring about a state of rationing fit for wartime immediately. We must steel ourselves, tighten our belts, and throw out our weight behind those which march in the name of Lenin's dream. Some may see this as punitive or unnecessary, but a successful revolution is a prepared revolution. And when that happens, we will find ourselves well prepared for the war to come. I think we might have just killed that one cavalry unit. Let's just get moving forward. Let's see if we can just take the VP and wrap this up. CSR versus Siberian Black. Oh, they're doing a 2-for-1 deal. Okay. The decision will be difficult, but I hope you see why it's necessary. Thank you for your time. With that, Mikhail and Maya had wrapped up their brief presentation. Almost immediately after Maya finished speaking, Susanna raised her hand and spoke without waiting to be called on. So our idea, grand idea, is to deliberately starve the poorest, most vulnerable people in our society. Mikhail, Maya, what on earth is wrong with you? Listen, woman. First of all, it's not starvation. It's war rationing. Secondly, it will help us to win when destroy any remaining goodwill that we have with the people. Let's do it your way. We'll achieve some short-term victory, but in the long term, with Saturnin's image in the dark. Enough! Saturnin's voice rose from enough among the cabinet. Four heads turned to him, all waiting to see how he would break the impasse. I've seen the numbers. Believe me, I've thought for hours, tried to find any other solution, any other way to avoid having to do this to our people. We must do this. There is no choice. We cannot and will not survive otherwise. People will have to endure much during this time. We must be with them as we do. But so long as the revolution wins in the end, the pain and hardship will have been worth it. I have to bounce out now. Reach my mate's place. Good night, lads. Bye, Kev. Good seeing you again, my friend. You have fun. We've amassed our supplies. Let's get external investments. As well as some infrastructure. We'll encourage the war effort. And keep on rolling from here. We'll have taken the last VP once we do that. Let's convert the factories. In revolution and in war, there are no bystanders. No one can live in the blissful ignorance of comfort and luxury. Not while revolutionaries fight and die for socialism that is enjoyed by the people. Demands of a revolution increase as time progresses, and all must adapt to these circumstances. The factories that have been producing civilian comforts must now be retooled to produce the tools of war. It's unfortunate, grim, but the necessary step it must be taken to support the war effort. Soon this war will come to an end, but until then, everything must be devoted to revolution's success. For the revolution fails, so too will we all. What's y'all's favorite Russian warlord? I think I gotta go with Comey. Just because there's so much that can happen. Just as a tag itself, probably Comey. If you want a more specific tag, Vyatka is fun. Novosibirsk can be pretty fun as well. I actually had a fair bit of fun playing Magadan as well. So we're like New Poland. Oh, Novobolska? That's Kazakhstan. But I get what you mean. I don't think no one knows about abroad knows about the Poles in Kazakhstan. I thought they were taken as a warlord in game. There used to be a little warlord struggle between them and walk by Yakutia. There was a little power struggle that used to go on in Kazakhstan. I think it does still go on, actually. I forget what changed here exactly, but I thought something did. It might have just been all the stuff down here. Yeah, the Tino team can go, they have some pretty deep cuts with the research that they go with. It's honestly pretty impressive. So entrenchment. Do organization first. Alright, no national focus has been set. Let's redefine the revolution. Though we've beaten Yagoda and ushered in a new era of socialism in our corner of the Far East, we would be fools to regard our victory as flawless. Our rebellion was fought with spirit, determination, and grit, but we will soon be marching into a different, more conventional war. Evaluating our campaign against Viracoot's government, studying where we misstepped and where we triumphed, we will become more aware of the shortcomings and advantages of our revolution. Now is not the time for arrogance, chest-thumping, and self-aggrandizement. It's time for realism, clarity, and humility. With this knowledge in hand, we can better prepare for the wars to come and fine-tune the revolution into a force to be reckoned with. There we go. Let's go. We'll now attack Cheetah. We can do some new stuff with our loot. I think research facility is probably going to be the play. Can invest the rest into our GDP. I think it didn't really matter if that we did that. I'll be honest. See, hospitals. Build a hospital in Buryatia, so I'll build a hospital in Buryatia. That's not what I meant to do. Cancel hospital in Aldan. Yes, projects the independence bid. Get all these guys assigned here. It's going to be a bit notably It'd be notably rougher or harder to do this. Maybe we should have gone for more first. I don't know. It's just me, but the state of Aldan no longer contains the city of Aldan. That's a little weird to me. I might just instant deploy these guys and get them recruited in. Ah, Mr. Tomato, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Let's do a socialist indoctrination. Why do we fight? That's a question that every soldier must ask. For some, it is the promise of wealth. For others, it's the ideals of democracy under the banner of mass reaction. Our soldiers, the heirs of Lenin Bolsheviks, must never forget why they rise every morning and for what cause they end human life. You got to go now? Well, thanks for hopping as long as you did, my friend. Goodbye. Socialism is not just a political ideology, it is a way of life. To espouse return to Lenin's ideals without transforming our army into a political body would be a tremendous risk to the survival of a revolution. Every morning when he wakes up, the soldiers will don his uniform and hoist his weapon in the name of our freedom and end to slavery, the new dawn of a socialist future. We need to get... Okay. Well, we can start moving in, at least. Dismiss. All Executive Suzuki. Dirt clung tenaciously to Vera's sweaty skin, an accumulation of her hard day's training. Every inch of her ached, her body pushed to near total exhaustion by the demands of the sergeants and orders of the commissars. Elvira's not alone in her fatigue. In other bunks, her comrades lay complaining or silent from their recent exertion. The air stank of sweat and body, but Elvira didn't mind. Though hardly able to move, she took pride in what she accomplished that day. The stamp of boots at the doorway brought the whole bunkhouse to attention. The recruits scrambling to their feet, and at attention as Commissar Ivanov entered. At ease, comrades, he began, the craggy-faced veteran of the Great Patriotic War, scanning the room. It's come to my attention that some of you believe that you're fighting for the ASSR. I'm here to correct this misconception. Confused glances were exchanged between the recruits. Why else would they be here? You're not fighting for the ASSR. You are the ASSR. Just as you are soldiers, you're citizens, workers, sons, daughters, brothers, sisters, mothers, and fathers. You're the lifeblood of our revolution. You're not here for the pay. You're here because you believe in Comrade Sabline, because you believe in a socialist future where all may receive their due. Behind you are those who cannot defend themselves, but whose belief in the revolution is no less great. You are the ASSR surrounding the workers, the common man and women who gave the revolution its body and spirit. That's why you're here, comrades. To protect the future and the generations not yet born, to be a shield to your friends and neighbors. Without another word, Ivanov saluted, turned on his heel, and departed. Pride, not exhaustion, was their watchword. Well, that's a nice note to end on, because I do have to end it here. But all of you YouTube people, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, leave a like. If not, feel free to dislike. If you want to see more of this kind of feature, hit the sub button for uploads weekdays as well as occasionally Saturdays. If you have any comments, feedback, concern, leave in the comment section below. I read all the comments. Again, appreciate any feedback you have for me. You can also go ahead and check out my various links down in the description box below, as well. That includes the Twitch, which was being filmed on live. If you want to keep up to date with any of that stuff. So yeah. So thanks as always for watching, my friends. My name has been Mr. Dogboat333. Excuse me. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.